Welcome to Brunch with Besties podcast.
Hey guys,
We're back.
we're
Happy
back.
Monday
And Happy New Year
and Happy
again.
New Year.
Yeah,
We are here.
made it.
I am Sherry Renee.
And I'm Chanel.
We are Brunch with Besties podcast.
Yep.
Our mission is to heal and help others as we heal and help ourselves through purpose-driven
Yep,
conversations.
yep.
So last week we sent y'all a pre-recorded episode because we were out,
Your girls was gone.
but now we're back
Yep, we made it.
and we'll do a little recap. And
Yeah.
Chanel can tell us what it's like to be 34. 'Cause just so we're all clear, I want to make sure that we're all clear that she's old.
Here we go.
I, on the other hand,
For a couple more weeks, okay?
I, on the other hand, am still in the prime of my youth. But my dear friend is just,
mad.
woo.
She milks us every year. It's literally like a couple weeks.
Well, I gotta live my couple weeks up,
There we go.
honey.
Hey.
Okay.
There we go. Hey,
Shoot.
I'll give it to you. I'm gonna let you have your couple weeks.
I know, as an elder and all, I know that it can be a little frustrating, but here we are.
Hey,
But
okay.
in any case, so before we get into our recap, we're going to start like we always do with a toast. So
All right.
who are you toasting to?
I'm gonna give my toast to all the divine non-members who have Founders Days in January
All of
because
them.
we are here, and it's hilarious. So shout out to everybody that's had a January Founders Day. Specifically, shout out to the ladies of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated who have their Founders Day on Thursday.
It's coming up,
And
child.
to my sorority, the women of Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated, ours is on Saturday. Y'all's is on Friday. So there we go on the 16th. So
Do
happy
say,
Founders Day.
every Divine Nine org, please come to the front of the congregation.
All y'all.
We gonna hit this birthday song one good time.
One time, and that's
Wrap
it.
it up, and that's it.
There we go.
Happy
So,
birthday and happy anniversary.
all that.
All of that at the
Feliz
same.
Cumpleaños
Feliz
at the same
Cumpleaños.
dang on time because
Same
it's
dang on
everybody's.
time.
And happy belated Founders Day to the mighty men of Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated. Shout out to Keep Good News. It's a lot of
Yep.
people affiliated with the Good News Network that are Sigma. So shout out to
It's a whole lot of them. Shout
those-
out to the Good News Network. How about that?
yes, a whole lot of blue
And all
and
your
white.
blue. I saw a whole lot of blue going on the
A
ground.
whole lot of blue and white going on with the Good News fam. So I love it that I'm a part of it as well. Blue and white
Get this
family.
blue wave.
There we go. So yeah, happy Founders Day to all everybody.
Yes,
There we
yes,
go.
yes, yes. Who am I toasting to today?
I
I'm gonna
don't
toast to
know.
you,
Okay.
to the elder of.
This elder, what?
I'm just playing.
Because you're an elder.
No, but I'm gonna toast to you, my dear bestie, turning 34. I'm
I
excited
know,
to
right?
hear what chapter 34 brings for you, or
Whew.
what version 34 is gonna be for you, I should say.
There we go.
So shouts out to you. My toast is to you. Feliz
Aw,
cumpleaños,
thank
bon
you.
anniversaire, happy birthday.
Oh.
Those are the only languages I
Hey,
know.
there we go.
So yeah, happy birthday.
Happy
Hey.
birthday to you.
No, you have
There
to
we
sing
go.
it like they did in Mexico.
That was so funny, y'all. He was like, "Happy birthday."
That man was singing his heart out,
He was
okay?
like, I'm gonna get these
He
tips, so let
said,
me
right.
sing.
He got them tips.
Yes, he did.
But yes,
Oh my
happy
gosh.
birthday
Thank
to
you. Thank you, bestie.
So now we have to break bread. We have to check in. How's it going? How are you? What is going on?
It is going. Today was my first day back at work. I've been off work for 3 weeks. So we had winter break and then we immediately went into our Cancun vacation. So I thought I was gonna be tired, but your girl made it through, been manifesting, thinking positive thoughts, like it's gonna be a smooth day. And it was. It really was a pretty smooth day. So I'm gonna keep that momentum going and just knock out, these next few months. I feel like the second half of school is always shorter, but it feels longer because we're just like, come on. But I'm going to have a positive mindset and just knock out this school year so we could just start fresh because it's been a
Okay.
lot.
All right.
There
I
we
know
go.
that's right. Just like you said, hey, you get to set the tone.
Yeah, definitely. But what's going on?
I have been in a really good space. I think it's
Yay.
number one because your girl was off for a whole 30 whole days.
Crack it. Listen,
So,
30 days.
so I was just, out here living my best life
There you go.
and being real trifling, not having to be nobody's soror, not working, not doing anything
Listen.
other than being real trifling. So, that's what I've been on. And then immediately following that, like you said, we went to Cancun, had the times of our life. Now, I want that to be my normal life.
I know,
where
right?
I can just get up, do a couple excursions.
Right. Take a nap.
Go on the beach, only wear bikinis
every day.
That should just be my life. But no, now we're back and we're back to life, back to reality. And
yeah.
I kind of started off by having some meetings and stuff. So I was like, I'm like back.
Okay.
Like, yeah, I had to do an
Y'all ain't gonna
in-person
ease me
meeting
in?
with one of my suppliers. And you know how different companies are like, let's meet in person. We can social distance. We can wear our mask. We want to take you out to dinner, blah, blah, blah.
Hey.
So back to that life. So I was out here doing that.
Okay.
And now I'm like full blown back at work. Full
Listen.
blown back into the sorority.
Hey.
All the emails, all the meeting invitations are here.
It all
and
comes
flying
back.
across.
Listen.
The phones are binging left and right.
It catches up to you.
So yeah, it did. It absolutely caught up to me. So I'm very exhausted today because I don't have the stamina to do all the things that I normally would do. But I'm gonna work back up to that. I did almost get all my steps in today, though.
Well, there you go.
I'm at 8,500. I just got to get to 10.
A few more.
So just a couple more.
There you go. That's what's
but
up.
no, but I'm good. I feel like we started off the year very good, very well.
Yeah.
With my new job, just new beginnings, new opportunities, new monies.
Yeah.
And then taking the trip. I feel like we're setting the tone. For what 2021 shall be.
Yes.
I'm excited about it.
Yay. Well, that's the most important. I feel like just to be excited about what's to come, because I know we talked about 2020 where it was just so much like uncertainty.
Yeah.
So now we get to decide, what we want this year to be. So
yeah, you can make it whatever you want. It's like, the pandemic is the pandemic, but we can also make the most out of it, right?
Yeah.
So there's cheap flights everywhere.
Everywhere, every day.
Gotta be safe, though. Gotta be safe.
That's number one.
Got to be safe. But, if you can find a safe way to travel and live out your wildest dreams, then go ahead and do that.
I strongly encourage it. Do it. Like if you can, if you're able, do it. I mean, be safe and be smart.
Be safe, be smart.
Yeah.
So now it's time. That's the long interlude. I'm trying to give Chanel time to cue up the tip. Every week she don't know what's coming.
I know. Every week I'm just like,
So now it's time for the tip.
Oh gosh.
And we're back.
Yep.
So it's that time in the menu that portion in the menu where we've come to tea time. We went to Cancun for your birthday.
We did.
Let's start from the top.
We did. From the top.
From the top.
Right. Yeah. So Cancun was on my travel list for a while. I was like, I just want to go. I've never been to Mexico. Well, I've been out the country, but not like for real. Cause I don't know. Cruises really don't count because you don't really get to encounter the country. It's like you quick there and then you gotta go. Keep sailing. So
keep sailing.
I really wanted to go, and somebody told me, maybe I was watching Married at First Sight, and the girl Married at First Sight was like, Mexico is a good gateway country to go to if you've
gateway.
Hey, her words, not mine.
Her words, not yours.
Is a great gateway if you've never been out of the country. And she was like, yeah, like Mexico is cool. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go. I was like, I'm going to Mexico. I don't care. Like I'm gonna be there. So I'm always looking for flights, like for no reason, even if I don't have a destination.
It's like my favorite pastime.
It really is. So like Skyscanner, Hopper. Southwest, big fan of those apps. Those are like everything. So one day I was just on Skyscanner randomly and I found some flights for American. It was like $65 for one way. And I was like, I'm about to book this. Like, let's just go to Cancun. Like, I didn't have a place to stay or nothing. I was just like, okay, well, the flight is booked. So I guess I'm going to go. So then I think I was talking to Sherry Renee and I was just like, yeah, like I booked a flight to Cancun. And she was like, oh my God, like, wow, that's so tight. Like, wow, you're tight. Like, you just said you was going to do it and you did it. Like, that's what's up. So So I was like, yeah, like I'm gonna just go. And then she was like,
So then I was doing my favorite pastime and I was looking at flights and it was the middle of the night. Because your girl's a night out. I don't know what that's about, but I am. And then I text you in the middle of the night and I said, is this a personal vacation? And you must have been up and you were like, no. I said, good, because I booked 2.
I said, I'm going.
I'll be there.
Just so you know.
Just so we're clear. When you see me, hey, in Mexico.
I'm there.
I'm there.
So don't think you just going solo dolo. Like I'm coming too. So then that turned into like a group chat of several friends. Like, hey, we got these tickets to Mexico. Like, y'all want to go? Like, whatever. So everybody was on board. Like, yeah, like I'll come. Like, whatever, I'll come.
Oh, I wish we could play the
thing that Ryan said.
The reel about like how Black people are planning trips.
Yeah, because this trip was very much so like that. Like just happened kind of sporadically, and that's what happens with your friends. You planning group trips. The funny thing is, like, most of the time the trip doesn't happen. Like, people will start to back out and fall apart.
Which is what this reel was trying to highlight.
Yes.
But everybody was like, I'm in.
Everybody was in there. Like, I bought my ticket. I got my ticket. Here we go. So then I end up reaching out to a really wonderful girl, Sierra, who's a travel agent, who's also Capricorn. I'm like, I'm meeting all these wonderful Capricorn people. But she's also Capricorn, and I was just like, yeah, like we bought plane tickets already. Like, what can you do? Like, we're looking for accommodations at this point. And she gave us like several different options and let us pick, because I was trying to do it myself. Like, okay, well, let's stay here. But I'm like, I don't know about Mexico. I don't know what's nice. None of us had been there. Ryan, shout out to Ryan. Ryan had been there. But the rest of us had not been to Mexico before. So reach out to Sierra. So, I believe on Instagram, she's Sierra, the travel agent. So if you are looking for one, please follow her. She's great. She's a member of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated as well. But yeah, she helped us out. We found a really amazing resort called the Royal Sands. So if you're ever in Mexico, visit the Royal Sands Cancun. It was dope. So we were allowed to be on a payment plan, which I thought was great, because I like to know when to pay. Like, just tell me when to pay, how to pay, and we was all really on it. Like, I didn't have to chase nobody down.
Use the payment plan? I don't know. I just feel like everybody was like, "Here's the money. Send me the link."
Yeah, everybody was pretty much like, "Send me the link." Like, but again, I didn't have to chase anybody down, which was great. Yeah. Like, it wasn't my responsibility. Like, if we needed that, which I'm pretty sure we didn't, Sierra was the point person to be like, okay, I need you to pay your money because today's the due date. But we didn't have any of that. Like, once the idea was out there, like, our group was just like, okay, we all
I think everybody wanted to go.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yes.
And I was actually supposed to go to Mexico a few times for work, and it just never panned out. So then when you said Cancun, I was like, I didn't necessarily want to go to Cancun, but Mexico is on my list.
There we go. Yeah,
let's make our round.
And it worked out beautifully. So, as we're getting there, I come up with the birthday itinerary of things I wanted to do. And how I just wanted the trip to look and feel. And I feel like we surpassed all of that. Like, how I wanted my birthday to look in my head, you all surpassed all of that. Like, it was like the best birthday ever in my whole 34 years of being
all
elder.
Of them years, all 34,
a whole 34 elderly years.
Yes, thank you.
But yeah, so shout out to everybody that was able to come. We did have some casualties. Well, maybe not casualties. I don't want to say that. Whoa.
No one died.
No one died. But we did have some friends who weren't able to make it because the pandemic is real. Like, we're really in a pandemic right now. So, I'm glad that they were safe and they were okay. And I'm glad that we were safe and we were okay with traveling, because, we can't dismiss the fact that it really is a pandemic happening right now.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we just took the necessary steps to be safe, wearing our mask in public spaces, washing our hands constantly. Like,
and they were very clean.
Yeah.
The hotel.
Yeah. The hotel was
Mexico.
I
feel like everywhere that we went, they was like, and we're going to sanitize your hands for you. Yes. We're going to spray your bags. We're going to disinfect.
They might as well spray their whole body. Like, like, let me just spray you down. Because, if you think about it, that's their livelihood. So y'all, all these people coming from all these different countries, like, y'all not finna mess up this for us.
Right.
Because y'all doing the most. And, it was people from all over the place. Like, coming back, it was people on my flight from, where was dude? He was from Brazil. Like he was in Brazil and Mexico, like just hanging out. So it was people from everywhere that was there.
So he was like, I'm gonna go to South America, then go on over to Mexico, and then okay. Whatever.
But hey, the things you take for granted, because I'm like, bro, you live in Brazil, like this kind of tight, but whatever. Maybe he was thinking like Milwaukee's tight. I don't know. But yeah, like
he probably like works here or something. Wouldn't nobody just come to Milwaukee?
Right. Probably not. But it was nice to be there and to feel safe and to feel like, okay, I know, I'm doing my part and, stopping the spread and being safe, even though we were traveling, but it was just good that the hotel was very clean. And they were being very responsible, which made me in turn, not that I wasn't going to be responsible, but it was just like, I can't mess this up for them or myself. Like, no. Which was really good. So, the hotel staff was really great and really accommodating. We got an all-inclusive. So again, this is like a plug, but if you go there, do all-inclusive because your girls is getting room service every day, like go eating, drinking. Like we spend money on stuff, not like food or drinks or anything, which is obvious because it's all-inclusive. So the most we spent was on excursions or stuff. Yeah. Like we didn't have to come out of pocket for anything.
Except for Toyana. Shouts out to her, our dear friend.
Shout out to Toyana.
The first one to arrive. So we all took separate flights because again, Chanel just said she was going, and then we all just said, not without me. And so we all booked separate flights and got there, and Toyana got there first. Mm-hmm. And our dear friend was just out there, just charging everything to the room.
Toyana is like, she was living her best rich auntie life. Like
throwing out Chanel's name.
She was living her best life, y'all. Like when you talk about like rich auntie, like just traveling in the world, that was her. That whole
She was like, yeah, they were like, a name, ma'am? She's like, yes, Chanel. Yes. Would you like me to spell that for you?
That is, getting everything. So yeah, which
ma'am, do you have cash or card? Can you charge it to the room? Yes.
Charge it to the room.
Charge it to the room. There we go. And then it finally caught up with her on our way out.
At the end. So if you do that, make sure they gonna know. Like they gonna give you an itemized bill of everything that you charged to that room. And it's funny because she was throwing out my name, but all her charges were under her name.
They were like, we caught on to her.
Right. So I was like, this hotel tight. I had not a charge under my name, which was funny because she was getting down like Chanel.
Then I was like, let me try it.
That is funny. So that's the gist of kind of how it started and how the hotel was. So we got there on a Sunday. So my birthday was January 4th. We got there the Sunday, the day before my birthday. And we got there like afternoon. Soon as we landed, the airport was cracking. People was everywhere. Like,
let's talk about the Chicago airport. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah. So, okay.
I felt like I've never seen so many people because I haven't seen this many people in one place in 9 months. So I was just like, whoa, in Milwaukee, we're not doing all of this. It's empty.
Yeah. So yeah, let's backtrack.
O'Hare.
So we flew out of O'Hare. So shout out to Tom for taking us.
Just keep it moving.
I love that. He was so funny. But anyway, he took us to the airport because O'Hare is like an hour and a half from Milwaukee where we live. But you could catch direct flights from O'Hare versus where we live. And anyway, so we got to O'Hare. So Sherry and Renee and I are thinking like, oh, well, we could go together and we gonna wait at each other's gate because we had time. Like we gonna wait with each other until our flights depart or whatever. So we get there, we know O'Hare because we've been there before. So I don't know why it didn't cross our mind.
No,
like
they blocked it off.
Oh, that's what it was.
They had it blocked off because usually you can, like, it might not be next to each other, but you could at least
go through.
Yeah, it might be a long walk, but you're there.
Yeah, but they had that
O'Hare was like
blocked.
They said separate, but equal.
But equal, yes. So they was like, oh, you flying United? Only United over here. And if you flying American, ease on down the road and keep on going. When I tell you I had to walk about 10,000 steps to get
got all your steps
got all my steps in. It was about 10,000 to get to where my plane was gated. which was really crazy. So we had to like do our me and you will never part, and then, you know, get on our own planes. But it took us forever to get to our gates. Like I was literally like running, like I gotta go because I wasn't gonna make it because that's how far away from my gate I was. And then it took you a while to get through TSA.
It did. And I discovered that I no longer have TSA pre-check. I don't know what happened. I'm gonna have to talk to my employer about that because first of all, TSA pre-check saves lives. I have made all of my flights because of TSA pre-check. Thank God for the TSA pre-check. So I tried to go through the TSA pre-check line and they were like, no, ma'am. You're down there. And I said, no.
Wait, check again.
And global entry. Like I didn't have any of that. And I was like, oh no, I might not make it.
Oh my God.
Like, how did we go from having all of this time to I might not make it? And I think that it's because, so we were there maybe 2 hours before the flight.
Yeah.
And for international, you really should be there 3 hours before the flight.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. When you leave out of Milwaukee, it's empty.
Zero.
It's desolate.
Yeah.
So you're there, like you get through security and all of that in 15 good minutes.
Yeah.
So they had the dogs out. I mean, it was forever for me to check my bag. It was forever for me to get through security. It took forever to do literally everything, even just to get to the line to go through TSA.
They wasn't planning on the United side. On the American side, they didn't have the dogs out. It was a lot of people though. Like I was just like, oh my God. And then again, this is my first time flying internationally. So I didn't know. And they kept saying like all this stuff, like take out your passport, you got to take your picture. And I'm like, what is happening?
All
like,
this stuff.
Right. Like, what are we doing?
All this stuff. What are you asking
I was
me to
so
do?
confused.
And that's why I was hoping that we could like do all gates and go together.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I don't know if she knows what to do.
I didn't.
Because my first international flight, I was with some of my coworkers.
Yeah, I was very confused and they had us do all this stuff and I was just like, what? And then we had to fill out a paper. I was like, what? Like, what are we doing? So yeah, that was all a mess. So in doing all that, I finally make it to my gate and then it's like delayed because my flight was cracking. I mean, not a nan seat available, and it was like one of those big planes too, where it's like
American does
like two seats and then the three in the middle and then the two on the other side. I was just like, oh my God, like why is everybody going to Cancun? Like, yeah, it was literally so packed and it was so many children. Like families was just like, we up out of here. Like we had a long 2020, let's go. So my flight was crazy. So again, that made me like cringe, like, oh my God, all these people, because I'm not used to that. I've flown since we've been in a pandemic. Like we went to Vegas, I went to New Orleans. So I wasn't used to a packed flight. And I think for those flights, I flew Southwest too. So they have, you can only sit like on the outsides, not in the middle. It's like every other row. So to be on a plane that was like packed like sardines, I was like, what? This don't work for me. And then I had a middle seat next to two strangers, which I hate. Like, I don't like that. So my flight going there, I mean, it was a smooth flight, but I was just like, no, like I was so paranoid. Like this is Corona City because this is disgusting. Absolutely.
That's how I felt the second that we pulled up to O'Hare.
Yeah.
And you couldn't just drive right on up. I was like, where's everyone going? What is everyone doing? Didn't no one get the memo that we're all supposed to be sheltering in place, especially in Chicago. In Illinois, they're very strict about that. So I thought we were just going to sneak on in.
Not the airport is open.
Yeah, the airport is open. They said don't nothing stop over here.
No, at all.
My flight, my middle seat was open. I had a nice little window seat. I'm not a big fan of United. I'm really not. I don't know. I'm not a big fan. But your girl had points, and that's why she was flying United because I was trying to save my coins.
I know that's right. You ain't wrong.
And so I got nervous when we were in the air, and he was like, so we're in Cancun, but we can't land because there's too many planes in the air looking to land. So we're going to be a little bit delayed because they're not going to let me land this plane. And I'm like, how many planes is going to Cancun and why? Port K? Port Qua? Why?
Listen.
This is supposed to be just us and nobody else.
Listen, when we tell y'all all the planes was going there.
Every plane was like, we're going to Cancun.
I was so confused. I'm like, nobody would come this week. Like, it was after New Year's. Like, I'm thinking like maybe the week before everybody would go because it was like a holiday.
And y'all have to be at work on the 4th, everyone.
Yeah. I'm like,
We're the only ones that are taking off. Everybody else starts work on January 4th.
It was
just supposed to be
crazy.
us.
And it was not. It was so many people.
Yeah.
So once we finally land, then we had to, it was like, where's Waldo? Finding people at the airport because it was just so many people. And our friend Ryan, again, shout out to Ryan, who flew Southwest. Southwest lands at a different terminal. So Sherry Renee and I were at the same terminal, but then we had to find Ryan. We had to find our driver, which was really cool. He had my name on like a sign. I was like, this is tight. I had never had that before. So I felt fancy. It was like rich auntie weekend for us. So we had to find him. Then he went off to find Ryan, but then she ended up finding us. So we had
does she have hair like yours? We were like, yes. He was like, I'll find her.
Right. He was like, I'll find her.
I'm looking for the black girl with the braids. With the excessively long.
Yes. He was like, I'll find her. But she ended up finding us. So then, once we got in the car, it was like real, like, okay, we here.
And that's when he was like, I'm gonna sanitize y'all.
Yes, he definitely did. Like, open your hands, like, get the sanitizer, let me spray y'all stuff down. Put y'all mask on when y'all get this car. Like, come on. Which was really nice. And the weather was really warm when we landed. And we had on winter clothes because we can all coming from Chicago. Like, all three of us was coming from Chicago.
And Toyana came from Dallas.
Yeah. So we had our winter coats on, sweaters, thick socks. We was stripping at the airport because it was so hot. Like, leaving home, it was like 32. Going there was like 85. So it was a huge weather jump. But we got there. We're driving through from the airport to the resort, and you kind of get to see, and you see all the palm trees and the ocean, and it was just beautiful. And it, for me, again, so on our pre-recorded episode, or maybe the one before that, I talked about my word for this year was going to be gratitude, like just being grateful of everything. And seeing that, I was just like, God is so tight. Like, it kind of gives me chills thinking about it, like how he creates such beautiful spaces and places. And people live in Cancun, and I'm sure they see that same stuff every day, and they're just like, whatever, like, I don't care, stupid palm tree, like. And so it becomes like just a part of their everyday that they don't even think about.
It's like a background painting that no one looks at anymore.
Yeah, but for me, I was just like, God is really good, and this was beautiful. And just for me to even be healthy and to be able to finance this trip and to be there with my friends and people who love me, like, I was just like, this is amazing. Like, I immediately felt grateful in that moment that we were there. And I think I just kept saying, like, oh my God, like, this is so pretty. Like, I cannot even believe this. It was just really dope. So then when we got to the hotel check-in was easy. I'm thinking they're going to be like, all right, like, have us doing all this paperwork and filling out all these forms like you had to do at the airport due to COVID. But no, it was nothing like that. Like, what's your name? And here go your keys. Here go Ray. Shout out to Ray from Cuba, was our personal concierge. And he took us up to our room. So we had another little mishap. So we get to our room. So we booked a 2-bedroom villa. So he opens the door and it's only 1 bedroom. So we like, hold up, Ray.
Like, we are 4 grown ass women. This ain't gonna work.
Like,
today.
We can't do this little room like we used to do in college. This ain't it. I'm elderly.
Right. And see, now you want to be elderly.
I'm like,
but 10 minutes into the episode or earlier, you said that you wasn't.
Look, I'm like, I'm gonna play this clip space.
When you said I'm elderly. That's gonna be the clip that circulates on social media.
Look, Ray, we gonna need some space. Like, this ain't it. Like, come on now. We was really about to march on them. And then Sherry Renee always get money back. So I was confident that we was gonna get a better room and get our money back. So I was like, okay, here we go. I was so ready for it. But no, then he was like, oh yeah. he opened up the other side. And then we see like the whole living room, a whole kitchenette, stove, refrigerator, another bedroom with a huge bed, 2 bathrooms, like a beautiful balcony,
a double balcony that connected. It was just gorgeous.
Yes, I forgot about that. That was like wall to ceiling window, like
the bay window,
Florida ceiling window. Like, you could see, like, open it up, and it was like a indoor outdoor type of deal, which was really cute. And we were like overlooking the pool, overlooking the main pool, and you can see the ocean as well. which was nice. Like, who doesn't want to wake up like that every day? Like, that
Some
was,
people listen to wave meditations when they sleep. So we
yes,
just got to, that just
yes,
was a part of our normal routine while we were there.
it sure was. And
I love the sound of the waves.
so
This
did I. Yeah,
child.
so did I. The waves were like my favorite part, like waking up to that and hearing that. So when we got there, I think we like changed immediately. Like, all
Yeah,
right,
we were
well,
like, oh, it's hot.
yeah, let's
Break out the
change.
swimming. Well, Toyana sent us a selfie of her on the beach in
Oh
her swimming suit, and we
yeah,
was like, "Oh, you
she
want to
looked
show out?
so cute. Yeah, she was
Okay,
living her best
I'll
life.
see your swimming suit, and I'll raise you a bikini. How about that?"
Yes. So we immediately was like, okay, like let's change, put on our bathing suits, went downstairs to the pool, and was just having fun in the pool, like catching up, talking to each other. Cause we had to find Toyana and then she finally came up to the room. Um, but then yeah, that was day one. I don't think we did anything else. We just went to the pool and that was pretty much it.
I think day one. Didn't we see a wedding? Was that day
Oh
one?
yeah, that was day
So
one.
I think it was the pool and the
Yeah.
beach.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's when we were out there on the beach manifesting
And
and
manifesting,
taking pictures
walking on the
underneath
beach.
the.
Yes, underneath the girl little wedding thing, wedding arch is
Yeah,
what it's called. Yeah. So I mean, hey, manifesting. That's funny
but it
that
was
at that moment we saw that though.
it was beautiful.
Yeah.
It was beautiful. And then I think that's when I started to realize that it's not that crowded. Like the airport
Mm-hmm.
was
Yeah.
crazy, and that made me get very concerned. Like I got a lot of anxiety. I was like, "Oh no, I knew I shouldn't have come." Because
Yeah.
I was at first, I was getting nervous about coming.
Mm-hmm.
After we dropped, so it was supposed to be 6 of us,
Mm-hmm.
and after 2 of us had to drop, I was like, "Oh no, should we cancel? What is this?
Yeah.
What does one do?"
If one more person would have been like, I can't go, I was gonna be like, you know what? I guess we just ain't gonna do this time. But again, shout out to Sierra because we did get travel insurance. So I will highly encourage anybody who's traveling to get your insurance just in case, especially like now during this pandemic time. Like, get your travel insurance. It comes handy, so don't decline it.
Yeah, but you got to know what the insurance covers because
Yeah,
some travel insurance doesn't cover what you think it
that's
covers.
true. But I mean, at least the one we
Ours
got for
did.
this trip was cracking.
It
So
was.
get your travel insurance.
Insurance.
Do not quickly decline that. And I will say that, as we get older, because if we would have did this
As you get older, I'm just playing. I'm just playing.
because we
Let me
took a
stop.
trip to Miami when y'all graduated from college. I would have never been like, let me get this travel insurance. Like,
Oh,
no,
absolutely not.
I don't got $50 for this.
Well, I think it depends because, like, when it comes down to flights, if it's points, just give me my points back. Or if
Right.
it's not points, just give me points. I'm going
Exactly.
somewhere else. It's cool.
Exactly.
If it's Airbnb, give me the credit. Like, I'm cool with
Exactly.
that.
Because I'm going to use it.
But
Yep.
with other things like the resorts and all of that, yeah, you got to get the insurance.
Yeah, it was.
And depending on
it.
where you booked your flight, like if you're not a member of whatever airline and whatever, and it's not covered, then yeah,
Yeah. So I would
protect
strongly,
yourself.
yes, please do, especially now during this uncertain time that we're in as far as the pandemic. So we did that. That was day one.
And the weather forecast said that it was going to rain every day that we
Yep.
were there, and we were like, "No, God, please help
Right,
us,
please." But again, even thinking about that is just being grateful to be like, well, we gonna have a good time,
right? That's true.
despite this weather.
We were like rain or no rain,
and we here, we gonna have a good time. Like, it could be worse because in Milwaukee it's blizzarding, like it's
right?
a whole
Yeah.
snowstorm. So definitely being grateful and just appreciative, even if it was gonna rain. And God, He looked out, man, because we kept catching the good weather, like when we
Yeah.
needed to catch it.
We did. But I have a quick story.
But go ahead.
So on day one, we were all out on the balcony.
Mm-hmm.
And, Chanel's birthday was the next day. And I was like, I'm going to get up early. And not early, but earlier than she will. Not early. Let's be clear. Because remember, your girl's been off work for 30 whole days. So I don't do early anymore.
That is funny.
I have to now that I'm trying to get back into the rotation. But this chick has the nerve to say, I'm going to get up and catch the sunrise. And then she said, what time do the sunrise? And I was thinking like I should be like 10
o'clock,
10:30, But Ryan was like, probably about 7, 7:15, 7:25, something like that. And I was thinking like, I've been roommates with Chanel in college. She is not getting up at no 7 a.m. It ain't gonna happen. But then she pulls out her phone. She says, I'm going to set an alarm.
This is funny.
And I was like, this motherfucker.
Said,
now I have to get up at 5:30
extra early to be ready.
So then I got up, and I had to set 17 alarms because again, I don't get up early no more. So I had to set an alarm clock at 5, 5:15, 5:07, 5:37, 5:45, 5:52, 6:30.
And I didn't hear none of this either.
I'm pretty sure I slept through the first 5.
I'm pretty sure you did.
Then I had to get up and I was all disoriented and I was trying to get the decorations together. And then this chick didn't even get up.
I did.
At 7:30.
Which is funny because I'm like, she should have known. Like, we was whole roommates.
But you set your alarm. I said, oh, we being intentional in 2021? We setting alarms in 2021?
And I did that when we were roommates. And I would sleep right through class and everything. And then you would look over at me.
But now, like, see, that's when you were a young.
That is true. That is true. I had every intention of getting up young, too.
But now in your older and wiser years, I thought that you'd be more responsible.
Yeah, I had every intention of getting up, but then I was like, sleep. So
I was like, I just couldn't
do it.
So I was really mad at her on her birthday.
But no, I woke. They kind of had to wake me up because I was pissed.
I was like, oh, you gonna get up right now?
Like I was still
because we had to do the excursion too. And
yeah. So they woke me up. And they have balloons.
I feel like if I'm up, everybody in the house need to be up. That's how I feel.
Hey, you should have been banging on the on the skillet, like wake up. But they have balloons, happy birthday balloons, and cheesecake and cake, like with candles, and it was so cute and flowers. I'm like, where did they get all this stuff?
That marketplace came in handy.
Yeah, shout out to the marketplace.
And our Cuban friend, what's his name?
Who? Oh, Ray.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, Ray. And we had matching robes. It said birthday squad, which was really cute. It was like the cutest thing ever. And I was like, dude, this is like a movie. Like, this is crazy. Like, wow. Like, again, I couldn't have imagined that my birthday would have started like that. So we was just in a good mood. Like, everybody was just like living their best auntie life. Like, it was great. Yeah. So we ate cheesecake and cake for breakfast.
And then we ordered some real food, and some room service.
Yes. Shout out to the room service, was cracking every day. So we had our room service. I
gained weight on this trip. I can't lie to y'all.
I know I did too.
I did.
Yeah, absolutely did. Because that room service was cracking.
I was like, but my bikini didn't know that we was doing room service. It wasn't ready.
Girl, none of my swimsuits knew it. And then, Jesus, I was so bloated. But anyway, we ate breakfast on the patio, which was beautiful. And then, we had to hurry up and get dressed and ready to go on our first excursion, which was the boat, the catamaran. So shout out to the catamaran. And my friends surprised me and paid for all of that because I was like, we just gonna book it when we get there. So another grateful moment, they didn't have to do that because first of all, y'all presence was present enough of just even coming to be like, we gonna be here. So I'm so grateful because that was the one thing I was like, I really, really want to do this. I want to be on a boat, live my best auntie life. Bless you. And yeah, got to get on the catamaran. So a catamaran is this is funny. A catamaran is a boat. So not quite like a yacht, but it kind of has a flat surface. I don't know. I can't really explain it.
Google it.
Yeah, Google it. There you go. But it was dope. So they had a cruise, other people on there, which started to make me feel weird too. I'm like, now hold
at first it was just us. So here's the thing. When we were looking at these, we were going to just rent out the whole boat because we didn't want anyone else to be on there.
Yeah.
So we were like, how much does the boat hold? If it holds, 12 people, let's just book for 12 and then we'll have it to ourselves. But then I think it was 30 and we were like, we don't have money to book for 30. We can do the 12. If it's 6 of us, we can do 12, but we can't do the 30. That's outside of the budget.
Yeah, so, no, that's out. Yeah, no.
This ain't big pimping. We are not Jay-Z.
Hell no, that was so out.
This is a catamaran.
I swear, no thanks.
I'll pay double, but that's it.
So it was 2 for maybe 6 other people on there with us, plus us. So 4, so maybe 10 of us. All
yeah,
together.
I think it was 10.
Which was cool. The other people on the boat was cool. We was totally in our own world, having a good time. The boat has drinks, all you can drink. So the drinks was flowing. We had food on there, great pictures. We took beautiful pictures of each other. They had a
photographer on there too.
They had a photographer on there. He was straight, but I think our pictures that we took ourselves turned out way better than the ones that he took. So when we first got on the boat, we like docked and people went snorkeling, but we was like, no, we gonna start drinking first and taking pictures.
I was gonna say, if y'all would have snorkeled, I was gonna snorkel.
Yeah, I just didn't want to put my braids in the water because they were gonna be heavy, and I was not out on that. So my braids are to my butt, y'all. Like these braids would have been dragging, and my edges is thin. I can't
can't afford it.
I can't afford that. So I was like, that is so out. So we were drinking, taking pictures, just like having a blast on this boat. It was really, really hot too.
It was.
And I didn't realize because we've been in the house for 9 months, so getting some sun, I didn't realize how quickly
that vitamin D, honey.
Yes, our skin soaked it. I got back to work today. Everybody was like, "You are so tan. Like you got tan.
You got burned."
Yeah, I got burned, y'all. So Black people get sunburned. So wear your sunblock
or your big hat. That's what I did.
Or your big hat, something, because I definitely got a little burned, and I was like, "Oh my god!" It didn't hurt or anything, so, but yeah, a little burn, just a little bit,
just a little bit,
just a little bit, just a tinge. So then after the people came back from snorkeling, what happened after that?
I feel like. Is that when I think they docked again so we could swim?
Oh yeah. So we did get out and swim this second time, which was hilarious.
Yeah.
So I've never really swam in the ocean. Like I went into it and then like kind of stayed by the shore. But to be in the water in the ocean, like that water was salty. The current was like trying to take me out. It was an experience, but I'm so glad we did it. Like I just felt like, oh my god, like we was just in the ocean water, like swimming. So
this aquafish loves the water. So shouts out to all the Aquarius Pisces. If you're like me and you're on the cusp, you are the water bearer and the fish. You live, breathe, love the sound of water, love the feel of water, love how water looks. I was like, I'm about this water life.
Yes. Sherry was having her best fun life.
And then you was like, I'm out. And I was like, oh no.
Girl, when that current hit me in the face and that water went up my nose, I was done. Like, you know what? She's out.
And I got braids. I was like, girl, let's get into this water.
Yes. I said, first of all,
I don't never have braids. I ain't did this in about 10 years.
Literally.
I don't even recognize myself. I feel like I look like a little girl. Okay.
This is definitely like college Sherry.
Yeah, absolutely.
But that is funny. So Sherry was loving it. They had like a little paddle board, and she was playing with that.
Shouts out to the photographer for all the inappropriate pictures that he took of me, but whatever.
Hilarious.
He said, "Oh, you gonna have on a bikini thong? Yeah, I'm gonna get all angles, all pictures."
That is so funny. So people was in my DM. I was posting a picture of you. They was like, "I didn't know Sherry had a body, yada yada."
That's because my body's a temple, honey, and I like to keep it covered up.
Yes, it was like she always covered up, but she had a body. I was like, she do, but hey, but she was living her best auntie life.
Now I need to know what pictures you was posting, because I didn't. I posted only pictures from the front, or when I had on a cover up,
and like I think that's the only one I posted. Like I ain't post that that you didn't post. Yeah, no, because I didn't post those of myself. Right.
I was like, one day I might get into politics or something. I don't need them to be like,
no. So those were the ones I posted from the front. But when you're so thick, you can see it from the front. So there's that.
There's that.
But yeah, so we did that, and then we got back on the boat, and then we docked at Isla Mujeres.
Yes.
It was beautiful, like
gorgeous.
Yes, that island was fun. The people there are funny. Like they gonna get you to spend your money. Like they don't do nothing else. They like where the money resides. Mary had a little lamb. Like you gonna spend this money, and we was spending this money on that island. Like stuff we don't even need.
I know.
Like
it was an experience. Hey, it was in the budget.
It was in the budget. There we go.
That's how we do that.
The budgeted money went, and that's
all I took was the budgeted money. That's it.
So there's that. So you got to get souvenirs for your people and stuff, and you see things. But it was just a really great experience. We ended up renting a golf cart, which I had to drive, and I was scared to death because I'm like, I ain't never drove no golf cart, but I guess it could be no different from a car, right? Like here we go. So the first one we got was a lemon, so we had to take that cart back. Yeah, it was raggedy. Because I was carrying 3 thick friends, and I was like, this ain't gonna get us nowhere. Like,
that thing was moving slow.
It was pretty slow. So then we got another car and I was whipping like, okay, hold on to your weaves. Like, let's go. So we drove around the island, swerving, like hitting corners. Like,
hitting the speed bump.
Yeah, hitting
so
speed bump.
Typically when one hits, when they're approaching a speed bump, they actually slow down because that's what speed bumps are designed to do. But my dear bestie just says speed bump and hits it and just keeps it going.
And when you
on the back, there's some liabilities.
Jesus, that was the warning to speed bump. So there's that. And we drove around the island. We were there for like 3 hours, like 3+ hours.
Going into different shops.
Yeah, talking to the shop owners. The one guy was funny with the shot glasses that had some inappropriate things in there.
I feel like all the male salesmen at that island were inappropriate.
They were very much so inappropriate.
And everybody wanted us to take shots of tequila.
Yes, the tequila was flowing in all of the shops. But the beauty of that island is like some backstory of the island, if you don't know. Is the island for like fertility, they said? Or the island of a woman. But in a lot of the shops that we went into, like the women handled the money. Like the guys would be like the salespeople or to try to get you to buy stuff. But the women, they was like, no, like get the money to her. Like she gonna take care of it. So I thought that was really dope that, the women were kind of running the finances and the business aspect of it, which was really cool. Cause I'm like, okay, y'all love y'all women here. Like that was something to see. I thought that was really dope. So we did that for, like I said, for like 3 hours. And then we had to dock back on the boat. We got back on the boat. Oh, we ate too. The food was okay. There wasn't nothing to write home about. So then we went back and then it started to get cloudy and it looked like it was about to rain. So this whole time, it was supposed to rain all day. But this whole time...
it stormed before we went.
Yep. So it rained that morning. Yep.
Because we were trying to figure out, are they going to cancel it? Like, what are they going to do?
Yep. But the whole time we were on the boat, I mean, sunny, no clouds, blue sky, like beautiful. As soon as we started to head back to Cancun, it started to get a little cloudy, a few drops. It started to pour down once we got on the van to go back to our resort is when it really started to rain. So I was like, okay, God, like you made a way. We got to do this. Like that was tight. So then we went back, changed, got dressed, birthday dinner. And that's where the guy was singing his little heart out to sing me happy birthday.
He said she gonna tip me, honey.
Yes, he was so cute. Like the waiters and stuff, the wait staff were so sweet and so
all
cute.
The men in Cancun
were so sweet.
They really have a thing for Black women. They're big fans.
We were queens and beautiful and bonita.
I couldn't lift a finger,
everything.
Child. I tried to pull out a chair. They just show up. They be like, "Mami, no."
Yes,
señorita.
That was amazing. So that was fun.
I was like, I just wanna sit down.
Yes. But then we got stranded at the restaurant because the shuttle left us.
Oh, yeah. The shuttle did leave us.
So that was
to get a taxi.
We had to get a taxi.
I forgot about that.
But the restaurant was real cool. Like, hailed us a taxi. We got it straight. It was a straight shot back to our hotel because that restaurant was connected to one of their other resorts. So we just went back. We went back to the hotel and I think that was that. Like we didn't do.
Well, we were old, so we probably went to sleep.
We went to sleep. You know, I'm elderly. No, I'm just kidding. Let me stop saying that. But yeah, so then the next day, is that the day we went to Extreme Adventures?
I think so.
Yeah, so the next day we did Extreme Adventures. So which was another one we was just like, oh, we gonna do that because we was like, okay, what are we gonna do? So we end up doing that. So Extreme Adventures had ATV, zip lining, and a cenote swim. Which was really dope. And I didn't think that, we would do that. Like, we're not outdoorsy people. That's
absolutely not. Because here's the thing. Your girl don't like bugs.
Yes, we are not.
So if I think that there's going to be a bug, I will not be there.
And your girl don't like grass. Like, I'm like, I can't be in a jungle in a rainforest because it's going to be grass on the ground.
We was in a jungle.
Yeah, a real jungle. So when we get there, we have to put on bug repellent because the girl was like, this is a real jungle and we got real mosquitoes.
She was like, get you. I will sell you.
Oh, yeah. She did say that because they got to get their shmoney. So we had to buy 3 for $5 or something, whatever.
I don't know. I'd take it all.
I was like, yeah. And I still ended up getting bit by a mosquito. Like I did not.
And here's the thing. I am O blood type. So while I am a universal donor, which is great, I also tend to attract a lot of mosquitoes.
I definitely got. But in any case, so the first thing we did was ATV, and which is something I've never done. You've never done that either.
I've never done ATV until then.
So this was our first time. Shout out to Ryan. Ryan came with us. Toyana decided not to. She did a day of shopping and beach day, which was cool.
Toyana was missing.
She was missing.
I put out an Amber Alert for her.
So ATV was first. We end up picking like up these dudes who stayed at our resort. They were from like Chicago, one was from LA. They were super cool. We was getting down talking to them on the way there.
They were cool.
And then we ended up picking up these girls from another resort, and they were cool too. But when we were ATVing, like they was flying. They from Jersey. So in Jersey, I feel like on the East Coast, they do that. Like ATVs, that's a thing. Like they do that there. But me, I was definitely the grandma of the pack. I was like at the end.
Yeah.
Because I was like, we were going over all the bumps and I'm like, my booty hurt. Like this is a lot. But I wanted to get rugged.
I think in my mind, okay, if there's an engine and my legs are split, in my mind, I'm riding a motorcycle.
There you go.
So I want to throw my weight around. I want to lean. I want to shift, and now I'm off-road. I never rode off-road.
Yeah.
I ride on-road.
Yep.
On the street, on pavement, right?
On smooth pavement.
But this is complete off-road riding. So it's very bumpy. There's mud. It's a whole thing. And your girl, again, wants to lean and wants to throw her weight around. And you don't do that.
Yeah, you will flip over.
In ATVing, you will flip. You will tip and you will flip.
And you would die.
And you'll die. And I'm not about that life.
I don't know if you would die, but you would be hurt. For sure.
But I think that my body couldn't adjust to that. Like, because it was like, no, we want to, like, you turning, you throw your weight.
Yeah.
You want to do this, you want to do that. And then, we went over all the little signals. This means slow down. This means stop. Blah, blah, blah.
Blah, blah, blah.
Blah, 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 blah.
Like on a plane, like they go over the
right. And you're like, yeah.
Turn my music up.
Exactly. Let's go. Apparently they said stop. I kept going. I don't know what happened. I ended up in a bunch of mud. I was looking at the mud and I was like, this don't look safe. That's what I was thinking. But then I was like, hell, we in Cancun. Let's do this.
Let's get dirty.
Because on the picture, the girl was actually in the mud.
Yeah, they were.
She was ATVing. So I was like, well, I guess here we are. Good thing I got these braids.
They were in the mud.
Let's get it.
And the ATVs were very muddy. So
exactly.
I was thinking the same
right.
thing,
So I was like, well, I guess we came to that part in our little thing where here we are in our little obstacle course.
Hey.
But so your girl got stuck in the mud.
Big stuck.
Big stuck.
They couldn't even get her
ATV
out.
Couldn't get out. So then I had to ride on the back with the
leader.
With the instructor.
Usman.
Yeah. Which actually was fun because I never rode on the back of a motorcycle. And so this was actually really fun. He was doing everything that he told us not to do.
He was flying.
He was like lifting up, popping wheelies. Like he was doing the absolute most. Okay.
And yes, Sherry Renee was a champ on the back, and I was.
That was fun. I'm with that.
With the grandma. Me and Ryan were grandmas. Like we were trailing.
Yeah, I was
and driving slow.
But I had the time of my life. I was like, yeah, Usman,
go. So we did that first, and then we did zip lining was second, which again, we are not outdoorsy people. I don't climb trees, none of that stuff. Like, what are we doing? So we had to climb.
We're not even active. Like we're not athletes. We don't do none of that.
And our watches was like,
yeah,
what y'all doing?
My Fitbit was like, you're doing an extreme sport.
Right, what y'all doing? Definitely.
Because you've been sitting idle for 30 days. I mean, you squat, you get your 10,000 steps, but that's it.
My watch was doing numbers. Like, okay, girl. So we did the zip lining, super fun. Like I totally want to do that.
That was really fun.
We got to do it upside down. Like just a good time.
I will say though, your girl almost punked out on the zip line.
She did, because I kept looking back like, where's she at? My friend. Where's my
No, because here's where you messed up. See, you made me go last. I'm the person who you actually want to go first.
Yeah.
But
he was definitely the last one.
I told them, because he was like, man, why he got you last? I said, he's passively aggressively taking out the fact that I got stuck in the mud. Like he's taking that out on me right now. It's cool though. It's cool. It's all right.
You last.
It's okay. I'll be last.
That is funny.
The first shall be last and the last shall be first. That's what the good book says. So it's okay.
There we go.
But no, all of y'all went, and then I was like, I don't feel safe. I don't know, because see, here's the thing. When they were trying to put the harness on me, here's the thing, guys. Too thick.
Girl.
Couldn't get the harness.
It was crazy.
It came up quite a ways, and then they were like, So then they opened it up just as far as it could go. And I was like, this cannot be as far as it could go.
This
is not right.
What is it?
So then I had to get in the harness like I was putting on jeans. I had to jump up and down. I mean, I was like, first of all, I don't wear jeans anymore.
If you don't jump the jeans on, baby, you don't feel my pain.
Right. Okay. So that took me back. That was very triggering. Took me back to the last time I put on jeans. Whoa. And I was like, oh, hell no, we don't do this.
It's been 9 months since I wore jeans.
And then we had to like walk over this like tightrope walk or something to get on there. And the thing was creaking the whole time. And I was like, I feel like this was, what did they call Mexican engineering?
Yes.
Yeah, I feel like this is going to collapse at any moment.
That was so scary. And the leader dude was like, he was trying to get to the front of the group. So he was like running behind me. He was like, you know, I'm behind you. I'm like, bro, shut up. Like, I'm not even looking behind.
Can't look behind. Gotta look forward.
Right.
That's all I can do.
I'm gonna die.
Right. So then when we got up there, I was like, I don't know. And the other dude was like, mommy, go. He like smacked me and pushed me. And I was just like, okay. So I was like, wee. But after that, I was good. I was like, go.
What's that?
Right. They was like, you want to do it upside down? Hell yeah.
Yes, we doing this. And shout out to Ryan who did chicken out on the zip line part.
No. Okay, she was going to chicken out, but then the same thing, too thick. They was like, can't do it. And that's why I was like, I don't think this is right. Like,
listen, Ryan was like, I'm out. I will watch y'all. I will take pictures.
I'm take pictures, and
that's what I'm gonna do. So,
but it's funny because when I posted the picture upside down, everybody commented and was like, Spider Woman, Spider Man, Spider Girl, Spider. So you a spider now, Spider Girl. And I was like, why everybody keep? First of all, I don't like spiders. That's not the word that you want to throw around with me. Okay, this is not a drill. But no, y'all think that's funny. I don't.
Yes, people are funny. But that was a great experience. We got some cool pictures out of that. So then we went to the cenote, which is like a well in
a cave.
A cave, yeah, basically.
Which was weird. That's actually, again, not something. So I'm the kid that when I was younger, my mom, as she was a teacher, and when we would do little trips, when I was in preschool, we would do little trips to the lake and things like that. I was the kid that was not allowed to play in the sand or the water because my mom was like, that's dirty. And that's how kids get wingworms.
Yeah.
So if this were Lake Michigan, if this were the lake in Milwaukee, your girl wouldn't even put her feet in.
Yeah, no. That is some dirty water.
That's some nasty water.
It is. Okay.
And then I think in high school, I tested that water.
And it's funny because that's where most of the drinking water comes from.
It does.
Like
and it's not potable.
Yeah,
so
it's disgusting.
Whatever. But in that cenote, your girl was like,
we was in there. We was so I don't know what there. Happened. It was so refreshing.
That happens when we go out of town or out of the country where I just be acting brand new. I don't know what it is.
But that water was very refreshing. Like I just felt like we was being charged or something. Like I enjoyed that water. Like the sun was like hitting it just right. And I was like, because
after Super Negro Day, maybe we were being charged. We were getting our superpowers.
Super Negro Day. So there's that. So we had a ball in that water. Like, was in there for a long time. It was like fish in there and everything. Like, it was real.
I know.
Like,
that was crazy.
It was crazy. I'm like, oh no, the fish. But that was a great time. We got to do like a tequila tasting too.
Oh yeah, I forgot about
that too. But that was really dope because we learned about like blue agave and where tequila really comes from, how long it takes to make, and how to drink tequila the right way. So now, we think we tight. We know how to drink tequila. So
yeah, I was like, I'll probably never drink this again, but whatever.
But if I do.
But if I did, I would know.
Now we know.
I will say though that when we went to other restaurants, when I saw people getting served tequila, I was like, that ain't real.
That ain't real tequila. Yeah,
that ain't blue agave.
It ain't 100% blue agave.
How dare you put that on the top shelf?
Exactly. This is fake.
Patron. What? What is that?
That's liquors. All
right.
Exactly. We don't know what that is.
I don't know what that is. It ain't blue agave.
So yeah, that was dope. So we did that. And then we got finesse purchasing pictures, which was like a downfall of this, where we were told we was going to get like 120 pictures. We got like 12 really, because it was 4 of the same pictures.
Yeah, he sent like 4 sets of the same thing. And then there were some pictures that I was like, that I know that the photographer took. And I was like, I don't see those. Yeah. We're not leaving till we get those pictures.
Like,
so we can do this the hard way or the easy way. Which way do you prefer?
And guess what? She got her pictures.
Got my pictures.
And then we had like 12 pictures.
So we went from 12 to 18.
Yeah, because it was not 120.
It wasn't.
So we definitely got finesse out of that, but whatever. We had some really yummy tacos there. The tacos were bomb. Those are real good tacos. And then we left. We went back. I don't remember what we did after that. Probably sleep.
Probably.
We probably went to sleep. And then the last day
we probably went to go eat dinner somewhere.
Oh yeah, we had dinner somewhere. The last day, we did a beach day earlier that day. Just hung out on the beach, got drinks, like talked, listened to music, laughed, relaxed. played in the ocean.
Got swallowed by the waves.
Got swallowed by the waves. The waves was trying to get us. So we was putting our booties on the waves.
I think that was the day before when you was like, we're going to do these TikTok videos.
Oh,
and that's when we realized that we really are old because we don't know how to do that.
TikTok we were struggling making those TikTok videos. But shout out to everybody who watched it. Those videos are doing numbers, actually. So shout out to everybody who's playing it and watching it. Those are funny. So if you haven't seen it, take a look at it. We did the girls trip, like it's tricky challenge is what we did.
The this or that.
Yep. So the this or that. And then we did another one of the bippity boppity boop challenge. So yeah, check those out.
And everybody thought that I was shaving my face. So I had a I forgot what it's
rose
called.
quartz.
The rose quartz face roller.
That's funny. People thought she was literally shaving.
It was
her
like,
face.
well, actually, it was just the guys. All the girls DM me and was like, "Oh, does that work? I wanted to try rose quartz. What do you think about that? Did you try this other crystal or that other crystal? Where'd you get it from? What do you think about it? How much was it?" The guys was like, "So you shaving now? So you shave? We know that you shave. So wait, why do you have a razor? Are you playing with us? What is this? What's going on? Why you got a razor?
Why
so
I was like, shaving my face?
Whoa!
And then we get a roller.
But to the untrained eye, I guess." From a guy's reference, that's what that looks like.
It did look like
but no, I'm not shaving. I am, however, glowing.
So, absolutely.
Shouts out to the rose quartz.
Skin on
Highly
glow.
recommended.
So we did that too forever to make those darn videos.
Not that one. I don't.
No, that one didn't take that, but that this or that, the it's tricky one, that took forever. So shout out to all the TikTokers. Like my son was probably like, he commented like, bruh, because he know like I'm not the TikToker. But that was fun to do that. And then, like I said, last day, beach day, had a good time at the beach, enjoyed. And then we went to this amazing place for dinner. Amazing. We were gonna go to Ruth Chris, but then in the 11th hour, I was like, no, let's go here. Like I'm looking through my travel advisor, like let's go here. Y'all want to go here? Everybody was like, cool, whatever.
Where's here?
To Rosa Negra, which was so
Black Rose
tight. Yeah, I don't know if that's translation. If Jackie is listening, let us know. So yeah, we did that. So when we pull up, like the place is sexy. When you pull up, it's like kind of dark and like kind of lit, but not really like lit up, but it's like a real sexy vibe. You walk in and have these huge like glass doors. Everybody has a black on, like looking real cute and sexy. Like all the workers look good. Like it was just a beautiful place.
They had these like high-tech masks on. I was
like, what is this? Like
they're like masks, but not a mask, but definitely safe. And I'm like, okay.
They were. We was in 2025 in that restaurant. Like it was crazy.
The Jetsons up in there?
Right.
What is this?
So we sit down. They pulling out our chairs, making sure we have water, sparkling waters, regular water, like whatever we wanted. We order drinks. The drinks are like in 2025. Like the way they plate things and set things up was like,
yeah, the drinks came out like smoky and like in these glass. Well, I don't even know if they're glasses, but whatever these contraptions are that are very eye-catching.
I don't know what it was. Mine was like a snow cone. It was so weird, but super good drink. So we sit in there and then they like, come on, like come outside. And we like, what? Like, where are we going? They all like, come on. Like, so the restaurant is on the water. So we go down to the pier. They have a whole like performance of drummers. Like they lit up, it's fireworks and fire, like a whole like Caribbean vibe, like it's happening. Everybody's just like, like having a whole party on the pier, which was super amazing. So then we go back upstairs, we get food. I ordered duck tacos because I'm fancy, fancy auntie. And everybody's food looked really yummy. Just the way, again, the way they plate is very aesthetic. Like this place is a vibe, like a whole vibe.
I don't do the seafood or the steak, so I forgot what I got, but it was something real basic because like I said, I just don't do that. But cool. It was still good.
It was yummy.
It's okay.
So that's all that matters. So we eat our food and then there's fireworks, like they tell us to come on again,
and then they like made us a part of their show.
And I was like, what is happening?
And it's funny because they were playing like local music, but then they would like phase like some people got proposed to that
this
night.
Girl got proposed
it was like different people's birthdays and stuff, so then they would just kind of like every time they put in some real US music, I was like, something about to go down.
Because the table next to us, they was partying. Like,
the table next to us,
big money.
In my mind, they're from Singapore.
They was from somewhere. They had that.
They was that crazy rich Asian.
Yes,
money.
they had the bags, like all the bags.
Every 5 minutes.
it was fireworks and sparklers and drinks on drinks
galore.
On drinks. Yes, they was turning up so much.
We should have just went to go sit with them.
We should have. Like, we're part of this group. We used to sit with y'all. But they was turning up. So then, you know, my friends, of course, tell the people that it's my birthday, which, I mean, it was still my birthday. It wasn't technically my birthday, but we were celebrating my birthday. So they come out with all of these sparklers. Like, it felt like a million of them. And I was like, I'm gonna die. Like, I literally couldn't breathe. This video is also posted, so take a look at it. It's hilarious. But I was like suffocating because all the sparklers, it was just so many that I couldn't even breathe. And I was just like,
you were like, I have a weave. This is gonna catch on fire.
I just kept thinking about my hair, like I'm about to be burnt up. Then I'm gonna be on World Star and my braids gonna be on fire. Like, this is gonna be all bad. But it was dope. They sang happy birthday and we had all the sparklers. You know, they brought me out a cake and the waiter gave me like a chocolate marshmallow lollipop thingy. I don't know. It's like, I got this for you.
He wanted to make you feel young.
Right. I was like, okay, thank you. But that was super sweet. You go to the bathroom. I don't think you went to the bathroom, but I went. They had champagne in the bathroom. Like, you could come out with a glass of champagne.
Like usually in the bathroom, there's like, you know, some hairspray, some gum,
but they
maybe some water,
champagne in the bathroom.
I've even seen flip flops in the bathroom.
No, they like, we want y'all to turn up. It was so beautiful. So we just could not thank them enough for the experience. I don't think I've ever had a dining experience like that. Like, it was amazing, like super dope. So if you're ever in Cancun, they have one in Tulum. They might have some other places, but definitely go to Rosa Negra because it was dope. Like, I can't express that enough. Worth every penny because you get a whole experience. It's not just like eat.
It was
and
really
go.
expensive.
It was expensive. It's AF, but it was worth every penny because we got a whole fireworks show, a whole performance. Like, they set it off on my birthday. Like, they just turned it up. So that was really nice. So then, that was our final full day. So the next day, or when we went back, we had to pack it up. America was burning down, apparently.
Yeah, that's what we saw on CNN.
We just kept watching CNN, and, you know, our country was in shambles while we were in another country.
They were making fun of us.
Absolutely. Like, I would have been Americans. Too. Like, this was
and I'm like, yes, those Americans.
Those Americans.
What's wrong with them?
But then we had to pack up and it was time to say goodbye. Boom. So we all had to leave pretty early. We had to get up early to make it to the airport in time so we can go. But going back was much easier than coming. The airport wasn't too bad. It was a little more quiet. But yeah, it was just sad to have to leave and be in that nice weather. But overall, this was, again, one of the best birthdays I've had in my life. And I think my friends, we do a good job of trying to celebrate birthdays and what that means, because I feel like every year we just get better and better with how it goes. And like I said, I'm so grateful for my friends. I'm so grateful for that experience because we're gonna remember that forever.
Yep.
Like the rest of our life.
Pandemic? What was yes. We was out in Cancun.
Yes, we are gonna remember that forever.
Doing stuff that we would never do in America.
Yes, just living our best lives.
Wearing stuff that we would never wear in America.
Yes, and shout out to your mommy because I think that started that of being adventurous and like just enjoying the moment. Because we did the same thing in Vegas. Like, we gonna do this. Like, it's gonna be tight. So I think, you know, just living and experiencing things that we wouldn't normally experience.
Yeah.
So I think for this 34th year again, I'm taking away being grateful and living in the moment, living in my life, or not living in my life, but really living in the moment, like putting my phone down and just really experiencing what's around me, which was dope about some of the excursions. Like, you couldn't have your phone, so you have to be in the moment of what you're doing.
Try something new, and try some fears,
all
touch
of
the
that.
water,
and being sexy and just feeling sexy in my own skin.
Now, see, here's the thing. I felt like I probably should have just got waxed a long time ago, and then that's how you feel sexy.
Listen, y'all, waxing is everything because we was out there like. Just really feeling beautiful and sexy. And I think that comes with age, like not worrying about, you know, how other people see you, but how you see yourself. So I think that's what I'm going into my year 34 of, just being like, I'm tight. And I've worked hard to feel like this because it took me till now to really feel comfortable in my skin, even if it's not like perfect. You see all these fake people online and real women have stretch marks, or they might have a belly, or they have whatever, but you can feel beautiful in whatever skin that you are in. And that's what I'm taking in year
Yes, we
34.
were Real Bodies of America in Cancun.
Yes, real bodies of America.
Or Real Bodies of Black women in
Yes.
Cancun.
So I cannot thank you enough. You, Sherry Renee, thank you for being a friend, like from the bottom of my heart. Ryan, Toyana, Brittany, Scarlett, thank y'all. Like that was a birthday.
Yay!
Like
Success.
success. That's how you do birthday. So I am forever grateful. Like if I could get y'all the shirt off my back, I would do that because y'all deserve it all, because that was a birthday, man, for real. So
It was good times. I
it
think we all
was.
needed a little break and, or either just a transition into the new year.
Yeah.
I think last year, things went a little south.
Yeah,
There's a
last
lot
year
that
was
happened in
struggling.
2020. And I
Yeah.
think we were all just like, you know what? We have to decide how we're going to be in 2021. And despite what's going on, if there's a pandemic or not, or whatever, and again, not to dismiss or diminish all the hurt and the pain of 2020,
Yeah.
but with everything there is an opportunity, right? So with every
Mhm.
problem there is an opportunity.
Yep.
So what are we going to make out of it? How are we going to decide to be, and what opportunities does it present? In this
Yes.
case, it was cheap flights.
Cheap flights.
And I'm down with all the cheap flights, man.
Yes,
I want to
experience
get
of a
all my
lifetime.
stamps, all of
Listen,
my passport stamps.
we got to. So I hope and pray, we can continue this, because it's memories, and
It's and there that's priceless.
and
Memories are
that's
priceless.
at the end of the day, on your last days, like that's what you're gonna have, that's gonna put you at peace, to be like,
I
I
lived.
lived.
Hmm.
And you gotta live despite what's kind of happening around you, and
Right. In your
and
own way, like
in
be
your own
safe,
way, be
but
safe, but sure, but don't live in fear.
don't live in fear.
Because yeah, that's just not good, because this is not a
And
dress
don't let the
rehearsal.
pandemic take you to a place where it's like, no, I can't do this because of this. Well, it's like, okay, but what can you do?
Yeah, what can you
What
do?
can you do?
Mm-hmm.
What opportunities does this pandemic present for you?
Yep.
And
Yes.
that's what my mom said too. She was like, when I was your age, I was not thinking about traveling. She was like, I had two kids. I had she was married to my
Mm-hmm.
dad at the time. Probably going through a divorce at this age. I don't
Yeah.
know. But I was just like, well, I don't have kids right now, and I'm not married. So your girl's about to live her best single life.
Please do that. Please live your best life.
Paints the country, the city, the world red
Absolutely.
or
And
pink,
hey,
whatever. But
whatever. And I definitely want you to do that. And I got a kid, and I'm still like, I gotta live my life. And I want him to see too, like when my mom
yes,
travels.
absolutely. Well, we
Um,
were young kids when mama was our age, my
yeah,
age.
true.
Like you said, he's almost a
Right.
teenager. You just need to check in with
He
him.
basically takes care of himself.
Exactly.
And I want him to get used to using his own passport, because he does have one. So it's just like, I want him to see, like, okay, well, we could go if we need to. I'm not restricted.
Right. And just get a different perspective. That's
Yep.
why I like flying, is every time when I'm in the air, it just gives me a chance to think, see things a little bit differently, journal,
Yeah.
listen to something, shift my perspective. It's a total paradigm shift. Be in a different country, hear a different language, eat some different food,
Yeah.
evolve, grow, repeat.
All of that. All
All
of
of
that.
that.
Yeah. So that was our trip, man. And everybody was showing us love when we came back, like, welcome back, and you're so tan, and did you have a good time? So people saw that, our friendship is tight. And we did an episode on this before, like how important traveling with friends can be, and it is important to just reconnect. And and we didn't have no drama, no issues, no, we genuinely love each other and respect each other and appreciate what we all bring to our group. So again, thank y'all for real.
Absolutely.
Jesus.
Absolutely. So now we have to do a redo because again we lost two, and
I
no
know.
girlfriend left behind.
No
So
girlfriend left
now we must
behind.
do another one.
Yes, we definitely gotta do a
And just keep
redo.
them going, keep them
Yes,
going.
yes. So stay tuned for that, because there is more Brunch with Besties on the go. Brunch with Besties International. All of that. So yeah, there's that.
Yeah, I was actually kind of shocked that it took me this long to get to Mexico because Mexico is easy.
Literally, they say that's like
But
if you've never
well,
gone
like
out
you
the
said,
country, the gateway country.
but I
Yeah,
was supposed to go several times, and every single time it just never worked out. So
God be knowing. He
God be
wanted us to
knowing.
go together. So
Shouts out to God for knowing
Mm-hmm.
and for keeping us safe.
Yes,
Getting your girl back home.
Shout out to that because I got my COVID results. So praise God. Like God is good. He's definitely covering us. So cannot complain at all about that. So yeah.
So what goes in the to-go box?
Again, just grateful. I mean, I don't even know if I have the words to say thank you enough. Like I just feel like the words don't even amount to the gratitude that I have for that whole experience and being able to do that, and just how things just worked out perfectly, like literally this time, and not just, everything came together so well. Even though we had two friends who were not able to come, I'm still thankful for the seed that they sowed in me, and to make this trip memorable. So that's what I'm taking
They
away.
did. They were absolutely all hands on deck.
Yes,
They did a lot of behind the scenes.
they did. So I'm forever grateful to each and every one of y'all.
They stuck me with everything that I had to bring. But other than that, they were all hands on deck. Shouts out
All
to them.
hands on, yes. Shout
They
out
made it
to
work.
Scarlett
They
and
did
Brittany.
absolutely
Thank
everything
y'all.
that they could do. They
Hmm.
absolutely did.
They did. Y'all made it work, man. That was tight. What you
Now,
taking
if
away?
I'm taking away that you owed. That's it. Thanks for tuning in to Brunch with Besties podcast. Until next time. Peace.
So mad.
No, I'm taking away that we have to live.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like people are dying left and right. Like when I came back on my timeline, it was like, please pray for this person, please pray for that person. And then it was like this person died and that person died. And I was like, oh no.
So sad. Yeah.
It's crazy out here. And I have a lot of travel goals. Like I have a travel book where I've outlined everywhere that I want to go,
Mm-hmm.
and your girl's just been checking them off, and I'm just trying to continue to do that, but obviously do so as safe as possible. um and not just travel goals, but just all my goals in general, and
Mm-hmm.
they can't stop because there's a pandemic, so I may have to alter them. They may look different, they may not look like what I initially thought that they would, but there's always multiple paths to achieve the same goal. And
Mm-hmm.
so just because there's one roadblock doesn't mean that there's not another avenue or another opportunity. So my takeaway is don't change the goal, change the path,
That's
move
good.
on.
That's good. Yeah. I
And
agree.
also that you owe. I'm gonna say that because I think I got a couple weeks. So,
Hey,
hey.
hey, I'm gonna let you live on
And
your couple
again,
weeks. It's
like
all
I
good.
said, shouts out to all the aquafish out there. Get in some water.
Yes, live your
That's what
best
they
life.
call the Aquarius Pisces because those lovely individuals born, I believe, on the 16th of February until maybe the 22nd of February. I think that's the Aquarius Pisces cusp. So shouts out to all those people. Make sure that you make it to some water, Cancun or somewhere else,
Mm-hmm.
because you'll love it.
Yeah.
Listen to the real sounds of the ocean.
Mm-hmm.
Touch the water, be one with the water.
All that.
When
Yes.
Toyana was like, I don't know about this water, I'm like, girl, you're an Aquarius, get in that water.
Yeah, she was out.
She's like,
Maybe.
I don't know. And I'm
Yeah.
like, get
She
in
is
there.
too early Aquarius, where
Yeah,
she like,
she
nah,
is.
I don't like this. So there's that. But yeah. All right.
All right. Thanks for tuning in to Brunch with Besties podcast. Until next time,
Peace.
peace.